Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike. I'm sure a lot of you know me. Um, I'm the individual who spoke out last April at the Las Vegas convention against the state president. Made several allegations, and nothing good's basically come from it. Initially, the plan was, you know, tell on the person who's got their hand in the cookie jar. That person's going to see what evidence is against them and resign, respectfully and bow down. Unfortunately, none of that ever happened. It just never panned out that way. And even knowing the evidence and everything that was coming at him really made no difference. So here we are, almost a year later, and really nothing has been accomplished but a bunch of fighting, division, propaganda, you name it. So anyway, I felt it important to do a video and talk to you guys versus writing. I know we've gotten a lot of correspondence over the last few weeks. A lot of reading, too much reading. And a lot of it's confusing. Heck, I read that audit. Man, it's got a lot of stuff in there. Very confusing. The vice president's letter, of what's been going on. Again, a lot of information. It's just not very entertaining reading. So I felt it important to do a little video. At least you can hear and kind of get a feel of what really went on and what really is going on over there. And hopefully, we can come up with a solution and get this matter fixed. So I'm going to start off real quick just by the complaint itself. Now, again, if you've been invited to this video, you also received a link to a shared folder. And in that shared folder is the actual complaint, all the exhibits. I also included the bylaws in there as well. And there's two emails that were sent right after the Las Vegas convention in April. Within those emails, there's a lot of explanations and things, and you're going to get a lot of information out of those as well. Also included, you're going to see a whole host of pictures. Those pictures were posted by Pop, and everybody knows who Pop is. That's the father of the president. So, he wanted to share those with the world, so let's share them with you guys. It tells a good story, and I think you'll grasp it. I don't need to sit here and talk about it. So back to this complaint. The complaint was filed. Let me back up a second. Back in April, like I said, back in April, everything was submitted as far as all my evidence, as far as raw evidence go. All the exhibits that you see in that attachment. This is all the stuff that they had in their possession as well, including the president. He knew exactly what was coming at him. So it was no surprise. There's no coup. There's no, oh, everybody's against me type of thing. He knew exactly why the board split. No doubt about it. It's right there, right in front of him, right in front of you. And you'll see it. So any prudent person would look at that stack of paper and go, hell yeah, I'm off this ship. And that's what happened. So, of course, the forensic audit was ordered by the board of directors, which was a good thing. It was a real good thing. That took time. It took a lot of time. So I sat on the sidelines patiently. I just sat. I got rolled up. You know what? You're going to AdSeg. I went to AdSeg. Whatever. All in the meantime, he's at the office, doing whatever he's got to do. He knows exactly what's coming at him. So, whatever he's trying to do, he's doing. And here we sit. So in October, of course, the audit was complete, and it was all said and done. And of course, they saw a lot of stuff in there as well. So once that was completed, I went ahead and I filed my formal complaint according to the bylaws, exactly how the bylaws are written. And of course, here the complaint is the format is pretty darn, self-explanatory. I think everybody will easily understand it. Review the bylaws, correspond, see if the actions meet the crime meets the offense, and go from there. I'm not going to go line by line because, again, you guys, majority of you are hearing officers, senior hearing officers, chief disciplinary officers. You know the hearing process, you know due process, you know the rules of evidence. And the fun and the thing about our bylaws is all you need is a preponderance of evidence. That's it. Preponderance. We know what that's about, right? 115s, RVRs, 51%. That's all you need. Preponderance of evidence. So, just real briefly, like I said, I don't want to bore you with this. I don't want this to turn into an hour-long soapbox lecture, but just looking at charges between sections 1 and 8, okay, and just kind of want to give you the rules of that bylaw section, okay. And what the rule is, it's basically called the $5,000 rule, and what that means is anytime that the president or the organization is going to make an expenditure of $5,000 or more, there's a process, and the process is he's got to get approval through the state treasurer, and then once the treasurer approves it, all he has to do is simply notify the board. Say, board, this is what I'm doing. That's it. So you'll see a whole bunch of incidences where $5,000 was spent or more. He failed to follow that bylaw. Getting into between, let's see, summary charges 9 to 13. Okay, this is an interesting one, and this is an important one. Okay, you have to understand the inner workings of the CCSO board of directors. There's 8 board of directors, okay, and it takes 2/3 of the board to make anything happen, motions and pass things and whatnot. So 2/3, that's 5. What he was doing was, and the bylaws are clear, the board of directors are not to receive compensation for their duties, period. Okay, unless there's some type of a special project or something that requires them to, to partake or do something. I mean, something legitimate, something like that would be cool. But just to get a salary for existing and breathing, no, that's not cool. Because now what you've just done is you just created a quid pro quo relationship. So anytime any matters are going to be voted on, is, hey, I got 2 votes, because at the time he had 3 in his pocket. 3 in his pocket plus himself, that's 4 votes. That's pretty powerful on a board of directors, 4 votes. So go through that section. You're going to see examples, and you make up your mind. Let's see. Charges 14 to 16 really comes down to golf. Self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into anything else. 17 to 24, it has to do with alcoholic beverages. Again, self-explanatory. Go through the evidence. You make up your own mind. Charges 25 to 29 has to do with just the general operation of the organization and the president's sole responsibilities in maintaining and ensuring that the integrity and the financial status is protected. He failed in that arena. Again, you read the evidence, you figure, you come up with it. And then of course, let's see, what's this one? Oh, contract labor. That's a good one. Contract labor. We got contract labor coming out the yin yang. And shoot, we don't even know who they are half the time. But anyway, you'll see a ton of contract labor. So then after you get through all the once you get through the whole complaint and the charges and that, and you've gone through the evidence, and you're going to see some email transmissions, you're going to see checks, you're going to see approvals, you're going to see all kinds of stuff. There's a few exhibits that really strike the nerve, you know, and you got a president here it's just straight tells you, I have an open door policy. Ask me any questions you want. Ask me any questions you want. Well, I have a few questions. Let's go to exhibit number 18. Can you please tell us why the members paid for your retirement party? I mean, that's a valid question that any member could ask him. You know, and it should get a response. Look at 30 and 32. Why are we paying a former board of director, the former vice president, a salary even after he's departed the organization? Fair question. Let's see, exhibit, let's see, what do we got? 40, 42 and 43. Why are we paying a golf specialist $2,400 a month for golf services? The last time I checked our mission statement, we had nothing to do with golf. We were strictly in the law enforcement, and, you know, we're in the correctional industry. Again, questions. Let's see, exhibit 67. Look at that one. Why are we paying for your monthly Stockton Golf and Country Club bill? I don't know. There must be a good reason, and I'm all ears. And last but not least, just as an example, 111. Check out 111. Now that to me was a good donation, a great donation, good donation. A memorial park, memorial garden for at Valley State Prison. $1,500. That's a good donation for the staff members. So my question would be, that's a good PR moment, so to speak. Picture, a plaque, maybe, you know, dedicated making a dedication to those staff members from CCSO. Top-notch stuff. Don't you admit? Why wasn't any of that done? Why was that opportunity just bypassed? Just a question. I'm still anxious to see the garden, by the way. So those are just kind of a few examples of questions that might come up. I'm sure you're going to have a lot more, but again, I'm not going to turn this into an hour show. So that kind of covers the complaint. And once you've concluded the complaint and you've read the bylaws, you come up with your own decision, right? You come up with the decision. The decision is, was there a violation of the bylaws? That's the question. Okay, the bylaws are very clear. You go to Article 8, Section 2, right? Article 8, Section Grounds for Discipline. So you come to the conclusion, did he violate little letter B? Misappropriation, embezzlement, or improper or illegal use of organization or chapter funds. That's B. C. Any action by any officer of this organization which results in expenditures of money without proper written authorization from this organization. You make up your mind. Did he violate C? K. Knowingly submitting any false financial report or statement to this organization. Again, play on words, semantics. I'm sure you can twist that sentence to kind of match what you want it to say. But the core of that is, you know what, you submitting these mileage receipts and whatnot. Those aren't good. And lastly, M. Acting in a manner such as to harm substantially. Boy, this is a twisting sentence. Acting in a manner such as to harm substantially the interest of CCSO Incorporated. Acting in a manner to harm. That's what I get out of that sentence. Acting in a manner to harm. Well, folks, we were 2 months from bankruptcy, right? 2 months. And testimony is going to be presented that's how far we were from bankruptcy. And maybe not bankruptcy, but to being out of money. I don't know what comes next after that. I've never been through that process. However, folks, I believe, have. Close to this matter. So, again, you come to that realization, you come to that conclusion. Did he make those violations? And if so, what's the penalty? And that's what it's going to come down to. What is the actual penalty?